And welcome into Getting Help from Uncle Sam, or in the case of the state of Alabama, getting some help from Anti-Alabama. We're back at the Alabama Securities Commission, a very well-run state organization that's really, truly here to help you. We're with Joe Borg, the director. Or they call you the commissioner or the director?
Director.
The director of the Alabama Securities Commission.
They call me a lot of names, Jack.
That's right.
Who you talk to.
Absolutely. But I want to, he's kidding, but I want to tell you something. They call him a lot of names, but the Alabama Securities Commission is well recognized throughout the United States and around the world. You guys have done an excellent job.
We've had quite a number of
I
cases.
applaud you for that.
Thank you.
You've
got a wonderful staff.
taken care of our, well, thank you, and that's what it takes.
It's exactly what
it takes. That whole staff to make it happen. Joe, there's a new thing as we start to get a little bit older, things start to diminish. In other words, your hearing, your eyesight, a lot of your so our capacity to do things diminish, and so people out there can start to take advantage of elderly people. You people have stepped in along with some other folks and have a new law that's coming into effect.
Jack, in about 20 years, 27% of the population in Alabama will be over 65.
Wow.
I just saw that statistic. Starting July 1, a new law goes into effect. It actually affects the financial sector.
Okay.
Department of Human Resources and Senior Services take care of physical abuse and things like that. We're trying to stop financial exploitation of seniors.
Okay.
July 1, it becomes mandatory for financial professionals, stockbrokers and financial advisors and investment advisors to report to us and the Department of Human Resources if they suspect that there's financial exploitation going on. It could be as simple as somebody walking in and saying, I got to sell my mutual funds because I got a new friend in Nigeria who's going to send me $50 million, the Nigerian scam. Or perhaps a lady walks in and she's been spending a couple $1,000s a month, and all of a sudden these checks are going to somebody we don't know. Perhaps there's some exploitation. So these are going to make a mandatory reporting, just like doctors have to mandatory report if they suspect physical abuse. We're now making it mandatory for the professionals to report if they suspect financial abuse. In return for that, they get qualified immunity from administrative and civil actions like privacy laws and things like that, because it's coming to the government.
Okay.
So we're hoping that this is a method that we can use to protect our seniors or help them protect their own assets, as it will. So it was signed, it was passed by the legislature in the last session. It was a bill we drafted and sponsored by Senators Arthur Orr and Tim Melson, and passed in the House by Paul Beckman from Watauga County. So we're now crafting the rules and the forms and the regulations to get it into effect. So this is our newest attack on financial exploitation of seniors. We're going to do what we can to make sure that our senior citizens get to keep the money they work so hard for.
Well, it's very interesting because this Securities Commission here, you've taken care of securities in general, but you've been very astute, as you mentioned, with that population growth. Obviously, they become the targets, don't they?
Well, I got to tell you, they sure do. And there was you remember the old bike robber, Willie Sutton? He said, why do you rob banks? It's where the money is.
Absolutely.
The money's with our senior citizens.
That's
they have savings accounts and checking accounts and CDs and money in their homes. And that's where our assets are, especially since the crash.
Yes.
So that's very, very important to us. Our public outreach programs to senior centers and whatnot have lots of programs. We do 82 programs a year. That's like 1.5 a week.
Wow.
Going out to the public. Not all senior, but high school and young adults and seniors especially. We also have a special area for the military. They can go on our website. We have a special section of our website dedicated to military folks who may have some financial issues or just want to learn something more about how to protect their financial assets.
Yeah. Now, the interesting thing, Joe, is the fact that if I've got a parent and I think something's going a little bit awry, can I then step in with that financial advisor and kind of start the ball rolling? Or,
actually, what
or
we
the
would,
financial advisor, it's none of your business.
Well, that's quite possible.
Yeah.
But if there's something that's going on there, most financial advisors will meet with someone. Not that they can tell you much about what's going on in the account if you're not on the account. But if they see after a communication, if there's something wrong, they can make that referral to us, and that will open up an investigation. From the Department of Human Resources side, they can start looking as to whether maybe the senior is not being taken care of, maybe has diminished capacity. Or, and then also on the financial side, we can start looking to see where the money's going and if somebody is taking advantage. So if a child, children of a senior think that they're being taken advantage of by some outside group, or maybe even someone else in
maybe
the
a family member. That's right.
Could be. They can make the report to us. We'll look into it. Because we take reports from the public. If they report it to the financial professional, now that financial professional
is bound to.
He's got some reasonable suspicion that something's going on because of the information. He's now mandated to report. So either way, we're going to get the information.
You're going to get it covered.
And we can look at it.
Good. Well, listen, another example of some of the great work you guys do.
Thank you, Jack.
We appreciate that. And just remember this, if you or any family member think anything is going awry, if you don't know the financial advisor, you can at least start with the Alabama Securities Commission. They can be the intermediary to get to that financial advisor and get things done the right way. And we'll be right back right after this.